What are you basing it on? Yeah, exactly, right? So we have good or like great challenge. And or fun. That doesn't fit in the box though. The fight? Yeah. I love it. Let's do it based on fight. Fight and the diversity of like the moves, and design wise is kind of like secondary, alright? This is good challenge. Meh. Challenge. Capture. Oh no. Capture already needs to be here. Capture already. That's why I in my Monster Hunter I don't often want to capture, or not at all. So capture already is like for me being like I don't want to be here. Chatacabra gonna have its own tail, as Frog will not elaborate. Do we need like an extra tier for like bottom of the battle never want to see anymore? I don't know. I mean the capture already is that, I guess. Exists, I guess. That's a good one, I guess. This is not enjoyable. Challenge. Right? I think this is a good baseline. You think? Yeah? Okay. Design is like secondary, because design-wise I would put Ajarakan like top. But I will shuffle them a bit around as well. But let's see, we'll put them. Can I add like, hold on, can I add? I never use this stuff, guys. Add a row below. Okay. And we'll make it no. What was the last one? That was this one, right? Yeah. Okay. Can I make it a different color? Gray. Okay. We'll just put it like here. I can put them here so you can see what I'm talking about. There we go. Then I don't need to keep holding it the whole time, right? So yeah, Ajarakan, I think it's really fun fight. I really like it, and he challenges you to, on bow at least, we're talking about bow only gameplay, because I'm a one-trick pony, alright? I only play bow. I occasionally play hunting horn if it's really needed, like on the Omega fight or something like that. And the Omega fight I went sword and shield, but mainly, ever since Monster Hunter 2, I've been playing bow. So we're gonna do it from bow standpoint. Ajarakan, design-wise, super cool. Really like it. Great new addition to the game. Even though it gave me straight up Rajang PTSD as soon as I saw him. But yeah, I really like it. Is he a good challenge? I think he's a fun challenge for sure, but he's not really a hard, I would say. Let's put him in like middle of the ground, I would say, challenge. Yeah, for sure. I enjoy fighting him, but he's not very hard. He's very... Even just we fought like the 9... Let's put this on decent, as you said, yeah. Or alright challenge. There we go. Just now it was a 9-star, and I would say like 9 stars. I don't know if Capcom has made them kind of faster, like the other big Apex that got 15% faster on the game when they became 9-star. But with Ajarakan, I didn't really notice it. And he is very, how do you say that? Projected. He projects his, or wind ups his attacks like a ton. So you clearly know what to do. He really shines just in the first few hunts where you still discover his moves. Yeah. And he sudden cannonballs you out of nowhere. Yeah, it's surely it's like a spectacle fight. That's what I love about this as well. I love his design. His armor is great as well. His armor is really, really sick. It reminds me of Sharaishvada. And Sharaishvada armor is like really close to my heart, loving design wise, so yeah. Fulgur Anjanath. Fulgur Anjanath. I already didn't like Anjanath in World much because he's just, if you stay within his legs, that's pretty much it. You don't need to do anything else. The only thing that was fun in World was he was the first one to would actually damage your face quite a bit. But otherwise, yeah. No. I'm not a fan of it. I like Fulgur's World, but in Wild he's just too passive and not aggressive. I think this is only base game, right? And we're basing it on base game. When Wilds came out, they slowed down the monster attacks a lot as well. And I think things like Fulgur Anjanath and definitely Odogaron. Where are you? Are you even? I'm just being blind. Yeah, definitely Odogaron, right? Really hurt by that. Because I feel like if you would speed up Odogaron, he would be an absolute menace. When we got Ebony Odogaron in World, he was something. And he was super fun. Most of the Wyvernia monsters are too passive, yeah. And they also have that Guardian thing, right? So when you damage them enough, they run away and they start like drinking from the pool of the Wilk, which Safi Jiva also does, that kind of stuff, to power up again. But during that, they're just like sitting dummies and you can just hit them for free, which I really don't like. And then base game Wilds monsters also have the issue that the wound system, that you can stun lock them massively. So I think it's really hard to kind of, yeah, not a fan of Anjanath. What is this? This is normal Arkveld, right? Yeah. And this is Guardian Arkveld. I'll put them next to each other to talk about both of them. For one, design-wise, really, really cool. Even though, don't ask me how he can fly away with the change and barely having any wings. We're not talking about that. Immersion is ruined. Really cool design. Really out of the box. On Bow, he's crazy fun because you can chain Dragon Piercer on his hitbox on the chains and it's dumb. But I certainly had like a really, really, really good time fighting him in the beginning when he came out. I explicitly didn't fight him on the beta quest, when the beta came out, and you could fight him because I wanted to go in blind. And I think the only moment where I was like, oh shit, in the base story was when I walked in with my still not upgraded anything different gear from the first quest to Guardian Arkveld. And I had like so much fun fighting him. On Bow, he's really fun to play. You can dodge so many things. Super satisfying. He... Arkveld in forest should not exist. That's the only thing I would say, because holy, when he gets stuck into a small area in forest, it is so shit. But yeah, I think he's certainly a great challenge, and then when you master him, he is definitely... I will put them both just here because they're like kind of the same, right? I guess I could put story Guardian Arkveld one below, but when you first encounter him in the story, he's really good. So yeah, I'll keep it here. Probably more will become in front of it, but it's definitely a super enjoyable monster that they created, and a totally a worthy successor as a flagship monster, 100%. Amazing, great. Yeah. And the armor is so sick. The armor is so good. Have you seen the legs on female of... Yeah, okay. Yeah. So Balahara. Yeah, I mean, you know, we all have like a starting monster, right? And Balahara and Chatacabra and Doshaguma, they're all that in Wilds. We had great Jagras in World, I guess. Yeah. Do I think he's cool? I mean, the moves are kind of funny. When he goes under the ground and comes out, it's like Diablos, reminds me of that, but less annoying. Does hardly any damage. He's more annoying than anything, I would say, because if he just spits you in the face and then he rolls over you, and yeah. It exists, I guess. You know, exists. The armor is cool. The design is alright. Not my favorite. Oftentimes when I was fighting the Arch-Tempered monsters and all that, and someone said, oh yeah, Balahara, I needed to think twice, because I was like, oh yeah, wait, what? Which monster? I totally forgot that it like existed in the game. So yeah, exists, right? Yeah. He also never got like an upgrade or something, so maybe we'll see in the G rank or like the master rank, whatever you want to call it these days. Maybe there can be done like something interesting with him, but at the same time, it's just, yeah. I don't know. It's just, he just exists. Blangonga, old monster, right? You can see it in the moveset as well. We just fought it in the event quest, and I did fought the 9-star as well. He can be really frustrating when he gets like his little army of monkeys with him. But other than that, he's alright. I think he's a... If you never fought Blangonga before, because I'm a veteran of the series, if you never fought him before, I think he can be like a fun... Oh, whoa, what is happening? Blasting eyes everywhere, CCing you a bit. If you get caught out, he can chain hit you quite a bit. But I feel with all the movement and everything that we have gotten in Wilds, he is not really a challenge. I still think he's alright, but he's not great. Yeah, he's not good. He's just, yeah, he's just there. I would say the arena with 3 of them is certainly a bit challenging, more that you just need to keep an eye on everything that is happening around you and it's chaos. But by himself, I would say he's a pretty easy fight, but still alright, yeah, alright. I would say he's definitely below Ajarakan though, definitely. But I do think it's nice that they brought like where is our pink furry friend here, Congalala, right? I do think it's fun that they brought horde monsters back with like extra other smaller versions of them or multiple of them or such. I do think that's a good idea. It's a nice little gimmick that we have. Oh yeah, and the armor of Blangonga. Okay, only for that reason alone, you know, right? You can stay. That we gotten him back because the armor is really, really pretty. The armor is really, really pretty. Okay, Chatacabra. Oh, Chatacabra. I mean, as I said, he's kind of like the punching bag of Wild. He's our very first that we walk into with the story, I think. Well, you have Balahara and then Chatacabra, right? Yeah, what to say about it? When I see Chatacabra, I compare him to Puke Puke, but I enjoy Puke way more. If that makes any sense. On bow, he is just, yeah, not any challenge or whatever. The armor itself is really cool. I would give it that. You know what I really hope that they would have done as a special event quest? That we've gotten like a really speedy Chatacabra that would hit like a truck. Like an absolute fucking truck. That would have been so funny. Right? We got like the greatest chakras or something in World, and that shit was so funny as well. Like they just needed to make like a really tiny crown Chatacabra that would be really speedy and then hit you like a truck. That would be so hilarious. Because now every time you go into Chatacabra and such, he's just such a punching bag. And he never changes out of that status, so yeah. The moveset is just, it's whatever, honestly. It's whatever. I like the fact that he goes into like towards rocks or eat the rocks and then puts it on himself. Like that's a cool little detail, but outside of that, it's just, yeah. I mean, yeah. He's more enjoyable than Balahara, that's for sure, but he's just existing. Yeah. Chatacabra is no difficulty, but maximum aura, yeah. I mean, it's such a funny monster, right? The design is hilarious. If you see it for the first time, you're like, what am I looking at, especially on the backside? Chatacabra uses the ape model. I see no reason why he couldn't go full Rajang. Oh, imagine, oh no. Imagine, that would have been so funny. Oh. Okay, Congalala. Yeah. For me, not an enjoyable challenge, or not even an enjoyable repeat of fight. As a new player, I think it's funny they brought him back. I had lots of friends that walked into it and were like, what the hell is this? It's the joke monster of the Monster Hunter base wilds, I would say. I'm happy that Capcom still has like jokey monsters like Kut-Ku as well, right? But yeah, certainly not like... When I first walked into him in Forest, I was like, really? Of all the monsters that you could have brought back, this one? But hey, he's there, he's existing. I don't really enjoy the fight, so yeah. For me, it was a repeat monster, and they didn't change anything about it as far as I recall. And we only fought him once, and after that, there was no reason to refight him. His weapons are really pretty. So that's kind of alright that they brought that back. But yeah, do I get annoyed when I need to fight him? No, I don't think so. He exists, but it's just not enjoyable. I think the existent and not enjoyable, well, these are more like neutral or whatever, so I guess it's just a not enjoyable challenge. It's more a bully fight than anything. The monkeys that are with Congalala don't really do much either. The AI is really weird. I do think it is funny that they put him in forest, and sometimes when you are in forest, you can actually wash off in the water, and that's a neat detail. I do think that is That is kind of funny and nice. So yeah. Okay, Doshaguma or Guardian Doshaguma. So Guardian Doshaguma capture already. Straight off the bait. That was just so boring. Of all the monsters that you will give a Guardian of like the base roster that you have here to bring back for the story, you picked the Doshaguma, the base Doshaguma, I need to say, because it's like, it's just not, like, I think it's really cool to have a bear type of monster, and that goes on the hind legs and shouts and such like that. That's why I like to keep this here, because I will say like 9-star Doshaguma is really fucking fun, I think, but this is kind of just like a different color of the one that you encounter in the start of the game, and it's just not interesting. He's so slow, has such a big wind up, there's really not much to it. So yeah. Normal Doshaguma, when you find it at the story, I would say exists, right? Probably in between here, I would say, if you have the base game. I think it's fun that he has multiple, that he's like an alpha and he has multiple other Doshagumas with him. And that you need to dunk pot, because to be honest, the dunk pots have been not really used much in world or stuff like that. So I think, as again, like the horde of monsters is a good fun mechanic. But other than that, yeah, okay, he exists. Kinda alright for a new monster. I wouldn't say he's like great. If you look at Monster Hunter Rise, you have way more interesting bear type of monsters there. But yeah, Rise and Sunbreak is kinda unfair to compare, right? Even if you take a Rise base game, it's such a good roster, so yeah. Now, 9-star Doshaguma though. 9-star Doshaguma, I would put... I wish I had like a little star here to put it like that, but 9-star Doshaguma is fun. I think it's great, especially when you run into him after like you haven't fought him for ages and you're like, oh shit. And if he hits you, he hits like a truck. It's kind of like what I wished for Chatacabra. So 9-star is definitely like a good fun challenge. Is he hard? No, but he can swap into a lot of different moves, I noticed, in like his string of attacks that he can do. He doesn't have very much strings that go like, oh, if he do like the left sweep, he will for certain dig his claws into the ground and do like the upheaval. He's pretty freely coded, I feel. So therefore, I think he's like a good challenge on 9-star. On 9-star. Normal base, he exists. I will put him here then. I don't see the point in Guardian, Doshu and Rathalos. I think if they were going to repeat monsters using Guardians, then do an Odogaron and have it fill its own slot instead of being a clone of an existing monster. Yeah. But for the story, it needed to be that way, because the story is that they taken monsters from this place where we are, right? And I think it's like the New World that we call it. And they've been experimenting with it in Wyveria, right? From a story standpoint, I understand it. From a player standpoint, 100% agree with you. Yeah, I was happy to see when they brought Guardian Odogaron or such back. Anjanath, for in some way, sure, it's fun to see him back. Especially the Fulgur version, right? Same with Ebony Odogaron. But then I got really disappointed because it is Wild Space Game, and Wild Space Game when it came out was just with all the extra quality of life that we've gotten in the moveset and stuff like that. It took years for the monster to do an attack. The attack didn't do any damage, even if you only kept low gear from the starting of the quest. Now I know I talk from a perspective where I have way too many hours in the Monster Hunter games, right? So I've seen new players, like friends of mine that gotten into Monster Hunter on Wild, have like a challenge with the monsters. So take my perspective with a grain of salt, because I played way too much these games. They kind of backed themselves into a corner while having Guardian Arkveld. Because if they repeated having a new monster first appear as a Guardian, it would take away from Arkveld's story. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. I can see that, yeah. But like, I mean, they have Guardian Doshaguma though. So I guess, yeah. I mean, the Guardians are just there. They don't bring anything new in the roster or a new challenge or such. They haven't changed the moveset in any way, which is a real shame. Like, Guardian Doshaguma, for as far as I know, doesn't do any different than regular Doshaguma. Or at least not that I noticed, right? I could be blind as well. Gore. I mean, would anyone be surprised it goes here? We'll leave him under here. Design-wise, Gore is amazing. I call it the Carpet Kitty. I know a lot of people didn't like his model size because it would just block everything out of the screen, which I can kind of agree to it. Now, I'm a bow user, so I don't necessarily have that issue that much. Even with close coating, I can dash in and out of the fight, so it's alright. What do you think? It's fun that because Arkveld brought itself back from extinction, it means the only unique Guardian monster is Zoh Shia. Oh, in that regard, yeah. The problem with Guardian is that they don't have anything for them, whereas the actual subspecies change moveset element. Yeah. That's what I also feel like with things like Doshaguma or something. They needed to make like a variant on the Guardian, like the Guardian as a variant with different moveset or such, but we all know how the development went of Wild, so it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Gore, where was I? Oh yeah, design great. When I first saw that Gore was back, I was shitting myself, because I'm definitely not a great player against Gore, even on bow. And then I found out how much life he had by just like bashing my head against the wall against him. Yeah, he does a lot of damage as well if he hits you. On bow, we're quite fragile in that regard. So yeah, I love it when I get my shit kicked in by a monster. That's what I love about Monster Hunter. Give me a challenge, just wreck me a new one. So I need to learn and I need to get good. That's what I like. So Gore definitely does that. Was I panicking when I saw him for the first time in Wild? 100%. I was like, oh no, here we go again. But yeah, I love him. Great fight. I don't think he's like my super favorite if I look at all the Monster Hunters and all the monsters, right? I'm not like a Gore fanatic. And the devs definitely love him more than I love Gore. And I see what they did by bringing Fabius back with the story, having the nostalgia, and Fabius' research was always in the frenzy virus. So it was just an excuse to bring Gore back that way, which I'm grateful for that he is in the game, 100%. The armor is cool, the fight is cool. He definitely made a lot of new players absolutely terrified of him. Which is great. Love to see it. So yeah, 100%. It's like bait 20 for the Gore story-wise. The frenzy didn't go anywhere. Yeah. Is he more enjoyable than Arkveld for me though? I think they're kind of equal. Definitely more enjoyable than Guardian, that's for sure. But I think And that's probably because Arkveld is new, right? I enjoy Arkveld more. Because I've already seen Gore before. We should have had Chaotic Gore. Well, maybe in G rank, who knows? Maybe. Oh, Gravios. Oh, Gravios. Another one on the list of like, for all the monsters that you bring back is this one. And we can't even mine his back in this iteration of the game. Yeah. I think fighting Gravios is... Gravios 100% up to the weapon you use. True. I agree to that. I think he's funny. Every time a friend of mine would hit where they needed to fight Gravios, I was like, let me on it. Let me just observe. And they're getting caught off by like the belly slam and the massive ass fire beam in your face. It certainly has a fun factor, I would say. 100%. Wasn't it the Basarios on which you could mine? Oh yeah, true. You're 100% right. But it's like a tinier version of it, right? I'd fight Gravios over Radoban, but that doesn't say much. Yeah, we're only keeping it to wilds, right? So... Radoban, yeah, I would also rather fight Gravios over Radoban. But he's, at the same time, he's kind of like... He kind of exists. Yeah. I think the duo fight in the arena was hilarious. Holy, that was just dumb. That was dumb and so funny. Well, Gravios is great if you have a shield. Otherwise, it's painful. On bow, he's okay. I think... I don't know what the developers were thinking by bringing him back, but he's definitely a monster that if you had... If you pay attention, which not a lot of people do because the cat takes so much things from you away, like Dragon Blighted, Bleeding, or Blast on your face, or things like that, right? The cat throws a pure Vigor Wasp on your face and you're totally like saved from that, so you have that. But I do think Gravios is like a good way to show that the monster has hit zones and you can weaken hit zones, or in Gravios' case you need to break the belly to have like a weak point. He went from terrible because of my 4U experience to pretty fun in wilds to me. Yeah. Is he a challenge? No. At least not on bow. Not on bow. But at the same time, I already kind of knew his moveset. But he is still enjoyable. Is he enjoyable? Definitely more than Balahara. More than Doshaguma? No. So, I guess he exists. In the story, yeah. Whenever the double quest came up for the pickaxe weapon, I was like, oh yeah, we also still have that monster in our roster, so yeah. The armor? I needed to think a moment. So that says kind of enough. The armor is also just armor, right? it's not my type of armor. What is this thing called again? Gypceros? Gypceros? Also an older monster? Gypceros? Yeah, Gypceros, right? Yeah. I call it the chicken that flashbangs me. If you say monsters that flashbang you, or like paparazzi monsters as I call them, I like Tsitsi from Coral Highlands way more. But yeah. Gypceros Extinction Protocol. Fun gimmick for new players. I think that very much sums it up, yeah, actually. Otherwise it just exists. Yeah, I agree. He can be really annoying. If you're not quick on the draw with him doing the tick 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 on the ground with his beak, he will get you. But if you know the gimmick, then it's kind of that's it, right? You just focus attack him and that's about it. And then when he falls asleep, I'll give it to the devs that they put that back in and took like all the things away. So I did have a few friends that actually fell for it. So that was kind of funny. And as a veteran, I really like trying to just get like a few carves off before he like wakes up again. So yeah, it's a good nostalgia. It's a good nostalgia, I would say. But other than that, not very challenging. It's not like I find him frustrating. I mean, well, I do find... Well, yeah. Okay, I do find him a tiny bit frustrating. But not as frustrating as Congalala. And not enough where I'm like, oh, can we just get this done already? So yeah. Yeah, bit neutral about it. Oh yeah, and he suffers the wild treatment of not being aggressive enough. In previous entries, when he faked his death and woke up, he would send you flying and actually continue to bully you. True. Here he just wakes up abruptly and calls it a day. I mean, he also tosses you away, but he doesn't do a follow-up. So yeah, it is a fun new one for the new people. A lot of these monsters that came back, I do appreciate that they brought them back because it's been like a long while that we saw them, right? But at the same time, there's a reason why they didn't come back earlier. And also why they are not like a fan favorite or such, I would say. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this thing. Hirabami. As a bow user, not the worst thing in the world. All my melee friends hate this thing with a passion. I think it's cool that we have 3 of them. And that they kinda in synchron fight you. And with 2 of them it's also kind of fun. I think the design of the monster is really cool, but it also makes it annoying to fight, right? Boring as hell. Yeah, because as a melee player, you're mainly waiting to attack him. And as a bow user, you also don't really care for it, because it's kind of like free range to hit. The armor though, the armor is really pretty. Really cool with the leather look. Or like the fake leather, or like the platter, I would say, look. Is really cool. I really love the... So design and armor-wise is great. Fighting-wise, yeah, no, it just really doesn't do it for me. There's no challenge in it. I think I got like hit twice just because it did like a sudden lunge forward, and that was kind of it. Otherwise, it just kind of did its thing. I would say what is funny though, if you get like the little slinger pieces on the ground and you hit it and you just hear it going like all the way up, that is satisfying. That is so satisfying. But that's kind of the only thing, right? I guess it's just a slinger gimmick thing. Yeah. Is it? I should probably put Anjanath here because it's like the worst of the worst, right? I'm very neutral. It's like there's no challenge to it, to fighting it, I would say. And as a melee player, I said it's like more like waiting before you get an opening. And that's not because you can't create the opening yourself. Outside of like hitting a slinger, but it's just floating around constantly. Anjanath, worst of the worst, no man. It's just, I didn't like Anjanath in the beginning already, and then they brought Devil Joe, and yeah, that's just like the way better version of whatever Anjanath can do. So yeah. And there's several of them. Yeah, so for several of them, they kind of get like an okay extra on top of it. But when I need to fight in an event quest or something, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. It's just tedious at this point. Oh, Jin Dahaad. We don't call it an elder, but it sure looks like an elder. Let me just say that one. The Radiated Dragon, as I like to call it. I don't have enough praise for this design. It's crazy. Design-wise, beautiful, gorgeous. The sounds, when it like does like his big roar and you hear like the metallic clanking, almost like an organ-like. I think the hunting horn has an organ sound as well. The amount of RAM Jim has installed would make him a billionaire. Yeah. Everyone's favorite hated attack where he runs you over. Yeah, I mean, they put that in every big monster, so for there, I would say that's really shitty, and I also don't like it, even on a West bow user. His final move with, that he, like, makes an ice barrier and then curls himself up and does the big blast. Cinematic as fuck. It's, yeah. Really cool. Let's not talk about the state of the bugs that we found when it came out. Dual Blades Dream, yeah, as well, yeah. Can't wait for AT Gen. Soon we're gonna have AT Gen. That's right. Armor is also gorgeous, amazing. I use it together with my Seregios pieces, and they fit really well together. As a challenge of the fight, fun. Hard? If you get caught out by like his blast or something like that, I can see it panicking. Did I card to him the first time? I think maybe once, because I got caught out. And his third arena part is actually quite frightening sometimes. If it's just an unlucky position where he's in a corner or something. Well, I say corner, but the place is circular. If he's like towards the edge, then he can be annoying. But yeah, definitely a beautiful monster. Worthy new design. I would love to see more that they did with that, but because it's like an extra arena Apex fight, I don't think we're gonna see much in G rank of him. I could be wrong. They could surprise me, and then I'm really happy. So yeah. On bow, he's super fun to play. You can dash over a lot of his moves. Very satisfying to learn. Yeah. More satisfying as Arkveld? I would say yes. For me personally, I do enjoy fighting Jin Dahaad, and I would take every SOS that I can find, and helped so many people fighting him. So yeah. Yo, you ranking the monsters only based on difficulty? No, not only based on difficulty, but certainly most on the moveset. Yeah. We talk about design and the armor and like how they look a little bit, but for me I play Monster Hunter mostly for like challenge, or like how fun it is to learn the monster and how much enjoyable it is to have that reward back that Monster Hunter kind of gives you, right? So therefore I set it on challenge. I think that's like the biggest interest. I also think as a new player, Jin Dahaad is quite like a good introduction to like a bigger monster where you can't see everything on your screen and how to learn it. Yeah. So yeah. And like the whole ice thing is just cool, right? It's just cool. So definitely get like a cool factor. Challenge-wise, maybe Arkveld because I didn't fight him in the beta, but I think it would be kind of even, I would say. The whole experience, I get that. Yeah. It's mainly the whole experience. His story intro is pretty cool. I can't remember it anymore. What was it? We went to the ice fields and then we need to go through like the peak, right? And then we see him and then we go through like that whole Hoppity section. Yeah, that was it, right? He was somewhere in between. Chasing everyone? Yeah. Cinematic, where you hop over the icicles and he goes on the wall next to you? Okay, that was pretty peak. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Definitely has like very cinematic feeling, right? And ends up dying to Omega. Yeah, oh my god. Oh, I guess the machine still beats out on the monster, right? So yeah. I think we got everything of it, right? Yeah. Okay. Lagiacrus. What do I need to say? We've been waiting for the return of Lagiacrus for so long, and there's a good reason why. Because he's just so fun to fight. He is one, like, I'm going to be massively biased here as a bow user. He's one of my all-time favorites. Certainly in like my top 10, 5, I don't know, maybe. I think he's amazing. He looks so good. So good. And the armor looks also good. It's that classic Monster Hunter armor, right? So I think for those, it's already really good. On bow, super satisfying to learn. And I don't care if I'm stuck in a quest with him for 50 minutes or 15 or 5. I don't even care that much for the underwater section. I know a lot of people hate it. And when he came out in the original game where he was a flagship, we all hated that section as well. But it's alright. I think it's cool what they did with it. Long sword on Lagi is like crack. Yeah. The underwater part of the fight was handled pretty well. It's alright, yeah, right? Even if nowadays it gets skipped easily. I mean, in the old Monster Hunter, if you didn't skip it, it was kind of like an abandoned quest. Lamau, we're not waiting for this. Yeah, we always tried to capture it before it went into the water. I think they know how much we kind of didn't like the underwater section, even though I think it gets too much hate for what it was back in the day. But they did a good job at it. Do I ever want to see the Clutch Claw return? No. Is it alright how they implemented it in the fight with Lagiacrus? Yeah, sure. And super cinematic if you get to finish on him before he gets out of the water. I like how you can yeet him out of the water with that boulder. Yeah, exactly that part. Super satisfying. So cool when you get like the cinematic. Really cool. It definitely did justice to how much the community loves him. And super rewarding if you get all the openings and everything like that. I would put him above everything else for my enjoyment wise. On bow, definitely. But yeah, it's just super satisfying. His moves are great. He can catch you off guard quite a bit if you have no clue what he's up to. Super menacing as well. Yeah, so yeah, definitely one of my favorites. Yeah. And Tempered 9-star hurts a lot. Oh yeah. Yeah, Tempered 9-star is bit butt clenching when he dashes in your face and you might be straight in his path and you don't have stamina anymore. Yeah. Blah blah ballerina. Of Lala Barina. I have arachnophobia. Quite heavily. But I think as much as I had a friend with me when I was like, I'm not gonna go into this quest alone because how she looks, I think even after a while she was like, I think it's a really pretty design. Really pretty design. And also really great how they utilized the design in the moveset with like how she can bloom and get the pollen out and stuff like that. And the armor, I mean, what you gotta say? It's like a Bloodborne wet dream almost for the females, and yeah, really great look. Certainly an armor, how it looks, that we didn't have with any other of the previous armors, I would say. So yeah, and I think a lot of the community also loved the armor. So for that, challenge-wise, not a big challenge, but still you need to keep an eye out for some moves. Or when she just spins around, she can catch you off guard. I love the fact that when you don't pay attention and you actually walk into the bloom thingies that like float around, you're just like stunned and you fall on the floor, and it's hilarious. It's so good. I certainly have been a bit like lazy about the fight and walked into a few of them. On bow, it's really hilarious because you can actually trigger the dash dodge, the special dodge that you have on those little things. So you can abuse it a lot for stamina. It's not really a challenge, I would say. But it's a great design and fun fight in my eyes. I really hoped that it would get a 9-star, but now I'm just really hoping that it will get a variant in G rank that will be really scary. Kind of like how we got like a Brachiodos, Blast Brachiodos in Iceborne, right? I really hope they will bring that for Ballerina. Something like that, or like heavy poison or something, and then have a few more moves to the moveset, and that she is quicker. And then I think it's a really cool fight. Oh, and if she gets hurt, like if she's almost dying, she starts limping, and then when she tries to do the pirouettes, the twirlies, she falls over, and I actually felt sad for her. Where I was like, are we the baddies? Like that kind of moment, right? So yeah, therefore it's like it gets a bit more kudos. And as a new monster, I think it's a really pretty one. Yeah. Mizutsune. Oh, what do we need to say about Mizutsune? I think everyone in the Monster Hunter community kind of loves Mizutsune, right? Either like a love-hate relationship, or just love it, or for the way it looks. Was it originally first introduced in Rise? I think so, right? Not 100% sure. We got half Soul Seeker Mizutsune, kind of like Fulgur Anjanath and Ebony Odogaron. Oh, Generation! Oh yeah, that's true. That's so true. I totally forgot it was in Gen. We kind of have half Soul Seeker because the eye is already... Like, when you damage Mizutsune's eyes, they can't see anymore, and to adjust for that, they mutate into Soul Seeker. And the flames become like the way how they see and such. So the Mizutsune that we got in Wilds already had one eye damaged. And because a lot of people just keep bashing the head because it's a weak point, right? You will damage the other eye or the head in that regard, and then it gets like the flames and everything like that, right? Which I thought was like a really cool addition. It's still waiting for my big boy Gammon in Wilds. I'm coping. Gammon would be cool. But I think you kind of have like the Bombado idea of like Iceborne, and therefore I don't think they will do it. And Gambot also wouldn't fit in the Icy Peaks, right? He's just way too big. So yeah. OG Zinogre coming back for sure. Zinogre comes back with everything because he's just so popular. Like, do I mind it? No, not really, because he's cool. The fight is fun. But at the same time, maybe another slot would go towards that. But at the same time, if the slot goes to things like these two, then yeah, maybe not. Then maybe Zinogre rather, right? Yeah. So yeah. Make an actual icy peak area that isn't bad. Yeah, but then I guess Iceborne kind of did it the best already. And Rise, ice area is beautiful as well, so yeah. Stygian or nothing, but not Guardian. Stygian, I'm begging. I think the whole Guardian thing is like over. And Stygian would indeed be more fun. Especially if it would tie into kind of like the dragon effects that we have now as well. With like Zoh Shia and... what is it? Rathalos uses the same visual, the red visual effects, and Odogaron is using those effects as well, right? Yeah. But they could be back Thunderlords in Ogre. I think it was neat in Rise. We're going a bit on a tangent here, but I think it was neat on Rise where you could use your net to get like the bugs out of him and stuff like that. And I wonder, or in World we also had that, right? Yeah. And I think for those types of things, it's really cool when they bring that into the game. But Wild seemed to have kind of lackluster on that type of stuff. I'll talk about it more on Rathalos and Rathian when we get there, because I have some serious issues with those, but yeah. Howling or Immortal Sinogre in Wilds expansion 2. Okay, let's get back to Mizutsune, right? Mizutsune in Rise, even though we got like part Soul Seeker and I guess in Generation as well, but let's focus a bit more on Rise for like updated version. I missed the move where they do the water beam, the water sprout beam, and then just skid it all around the arena in like multiple circles. Because that thing would catch you off guard. The slide beam, yeah. That thing would catch you off guard so hard. And we didn't got it here. Well, we had plenty of space in the forest, I would say, but sure. We got the washing machine move, as I call it, where he do the throw and the one shot. We got that one. We didn't got like the full washing machine, I think, where Mizutsune spins around flat in a circle before it dashes at you. Mizutsune could definitely be like way harder if they brought more of the moves back, but maybe they leave it a bit for G rank, I think. And at the same time, with the added speed and the added damage for sure when it came into the game, it was already wrecking so many people, right? I'm not a fan of one-shot mechanics, but Mizutsune definitely introduced like a good one. I would say that if you do like one-shot mechanics, it's certainly a move that can definitely catch you off guard. Let's see. I don't see it as often here. Well, in Rise, Mizu was spamming the hell out of it. In Rise, Mizu, it can also just like skid all over the place. Yeah. The flip jump scare, I still remember. Yeah, exactly. That one. I think that caught like a lot of new players massively off guard, for sure. And maybe veterans that weren't having Mizutsune fresh in their mind. I think I got caught off guard once by it, because I was just, not paying attention. And, you know, you can definitely get hit out of random. I would say Mizutsune's AI is quite interesting in how it chooses its targeting. Let me just put it like that. Yeah. Let me put it like that. Design-wise, do we need to say anything about Mizu design-wise? There's a reason there's a statue of it. One of the most popular statues as well. Absolute beautiful boy, I would say. The armor is really pretty as well. The semi-wedding outfit with like the fur accents and such. Really, really cool. Really pretty. Can combine with a lot of things. Challenge-wise, when it came into Wild, certainly a big challenge. Good challenge. Also enjoyable to learn. Would I say really hard? For bow, not. I can see it being quite hard on melee though. Because on melee, Mizu doesn't have that many openings. You mostly stay on like the hind legs, I would say. And on bow, if you get caught off guard, you're dead. There's just nothing around it. You're just dead. Or someone else needs to throw out life dust or something like that. Otherwise, you're just gone. So yeah, good challenge. Above Arkveld? Of Gore? No. But good challenge. Bow experience? I mean, I'm a bow one-trick. I play Swags in Rise. Because I think Rise and Sunbreak has like the best Swags. Definitely not in Worlds. And I dabble a bit in Hunting Horn, Insect Glaive, Sword and Shield, but I mainly play everything on bow. So it's from bow perspective, as I said in the beginning. So yeah. Nerscylla. Yeah. Yeah, what to say about it? I mained bow in World. Most good builds didn't have health boost, exactly. Then you know what I mean. We're glass cannon. We have a lot of movement, but also we use the movement for all our damage. And yeah, it is something. If you want to be optimal bow, you will be in one-shot territory a lot. Definitely. So yeah. Nerscylla. I can't even remember how the armor looks. I'm trying to think about it, but I just can't. So that says plenty. Design-wise, yeah, it's Nerscylla. As I say, I have arachnophobia. Nerscylla is not like super in-your-face creepy, but it's still creepy enough. Don't go to the nest though, because then, yeah, definitely not a great place to be in my case. It can be a really, really, really frustrating fight when Nerscylla starts throwing out the web and keeps like following after it constantly. So certain strings of Nerscy are really, really annoying, even on bow. Even on bow and on melee, I would think it's absolutely infuriating because you constantly need to run after her. It's like beetle armor, very ugly. Oh, yeah, it's the white one, right? The greatsword does look nice. And it's the sleep weapons, I think, right, Nerscylla? It's the... I call it the Samurai Pizza Cats armor. Which, if you Google Samurai Pizza Cats, I think you can understand why. It's very like that that kind of idea. But yeah, fight-wise, I wouldn't say it's not an alright challenge. On bow, I don't necessarily think it's enjoyable. It's alright if you learn, and then yeah, you can abuse the openings. Yes, the white one. Only good thing is the Palico sleep weapon if you want it. Yeah. I always put a paralyzed weapon on my Palico. But yeah, out of that, for a monster that they brought back, I guess. I think they brought it back with in mind already, the Omega collab. That's why we got it. I'm not so sure. We first introduced it in the Frenzy, right? Yeah, in the Frenzy story. I would put it after Hirabami. I don't necessarily want to see it in any of my event quests. Fighting it is like, yeah, whatever, it's fun, I guess. It's not on the neutral as in like it just exists. Because when I need to fight it and it does have annoying strings, it absolutely infuriates me. So, okay, maybe further than this. Because when it strings you, it's so fucking annoying. When you are in the nest and the little freaking Nessie spiders get on you, it just, no. It's, get it away. Get it away. It just keeps on like stunning you or whatever. It's just like you get interrupted with the little Nessie things and such like that. Yeah, no, not an enjoyable fight. To learn, it's kind of like, I think in total it has like 4 moves, maybe 5, maybe. Okay, in the Omega fight it has like multiple more moves, right? Where it's more fun, I would say. The in and out idea it has, and then the spin around. I do think that was kind of like a fun addition to it. To a monster that already had kind of little, so it's okay. Otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, just not for me. Not a monster for me. Definitely not, no. New Udra. Design-wise, really cool. Armor, amazing. The armor look is really, really sick. I think it's a really great armor. It's one of the armor sets that I do like to use as my layered armor. The fight itself, outside of being an oil well basin and every fire absolutely wrecking your performance, I do think it's a really cool fight. Is it a hard fight? No, but it's a fun fight, that's for sure. And if you get caught off guard by the fire blast, it goes far. So yeah, you do need to pay a little bit of attention. It's not hard though. But it's also very satisfying to know the attacks when it does like the 2 body slams and then afterwards you get a focus attack on it. So those things are enjoyable. Not really that hard though. Do we have a bow on the weapon? No, that's the Zuwu. Yeah. So no, we don't have a bow, which is kind of a shame because the design of the monster is really cool. I think it's cool that it coats itself in oil and then sets it on fire. The whole like oil well basin, as shitty of a performance area it is, I do think it's a really cool area. So yeah, I would say it's not really a... Well, it's a good challenge. Not hard as Mizu though. And 80 was alright. 80 was alright. It hits as a truck as well, though if you get caught out. On bow it's not really hard though. I would say on melee it was kind of tricky. I did like that the monster was kind of classic Monster Hunter, that you either needed to like duel into it to survive on melee, right? If you want to get close. I like how you can cut off all his arms. Yeah, that also, right? It's the new Udra and Zuwu that both have that. That's really fun. That's a really, really nice thing. Yeah. Massive great addition. New addition to the thing. It gives me hope for... What is it? That old elder that we had. That also used that skeleton. Chat on hat. Mungo be upon you. You guys are a firebird, not a mango. Okay, let's get this one out of the way. As much as the behemoth, the predecessor in world, I think everyone really liked that fight as well. I like the Omega fights in Final Fantasy XIV as well, and in the older iterations in like 7, and I think we first fought it in Final Fantasy IV, I think, or 5, one or the other. And I was wondering what they were gonna do with it, because it's like the 14 iteration that came right into Wilds, right? The story was decently put into the lore. I appreciated what they did. Design-wise, for me it wasn't a new monster, because I also played Final Fantasy XIV and some of the older Final Fantasies. But I do think for making it a monster in Monster Hunter, they did a good job. They did a really good job. Burnt mango okay, fair. I think they did a really good job. They had like the fists even. I really like when you go upon him, when you mount him. It's not like the monster is just wiggling about or whatever. He actively throws out like all the arms that he has and tries to punch you off him. That was a really cool detail. Almost like bombing himself just to get you off, right? The mustard bomb mechanic, and out of all the things that you brought into from the Savage fight and such, kind of hilarious, at the same time bit infuriating. Yeah, what to say? I heard Swex players couldn't play the Omega fight at all, so that's kind of sad. That's more like a balancing issue, right? On bow, it was quite tricky to learn. Yeah. Definitely a big challenge to fight. Savage solo Omega is really rough as well, I would say. Yeah. The whole mechanic of the Nerscylla clone was cool with the big beam. I think it was cool. Yeah, I think it was like a good fight. Definitely like suddenly a massive spike in difficulty. I think what they did with Omega is pushing what Wilds can do to its limit in type of like speed of attacks and like movability, like of all the quality in life that we've gotten in Wilds, definitely like focus attack, right? Mainly that one. Omega played into that for sure. I think it was a cool fight. Design was cool, armor cool, that they brought it back. It's more like an event type of weapon monster, so yeah. I think it's definitely like a greatest challenge here, I would say. Yeah. Enjoyableness, that's a debatable thing, I feel, with Omega. I feel it's a bit divided. People really like Omega or they don't. I like that they try to put like the MMO mechanics of like needing a tank, sometimes swapping if you get like the HP down. And the aggro and stuff like that. It is certainly not coded perfectly, I would say that. I don't necessarily agree that certain... Look, hold on, let me retry that one. I do admit that Monster Hunter has always been divisive in the fact that most monsters have a very... it's easier on that type of weapon or that type of weapon. We saw that in Alatreon as well in World, that it's really hard in certain weapons, and then if you take a ranged weapon it was really absolutely easy, so yeah. You always have that decisiveness, but it shouldn't be as forced as it is with Omega, I feel. Because Hunting Horn were just massively king in that fight, and I give Hunting Horn moment to shine. 100% love Hunting Horn players. One of my my best like if I see a Hunting Horn player in my quest, I'm always happy. So yeah, but Omega certainly had like a massive difference with the fact if you have a Hunting Horn player or you don't have a Hunting Horn player. And the same with like having a good tank or a lackluster tank or like no tank at all. So in that it's divisive, but what they did with the collab is really great. I think it's a really great fight. Very hard fight as well. On difficulty wise. Satisfying to learn also. Yeah. I think it would put it up there. Up like here. So yeah. Yeah. And the weapons and the things are just great, right? It's kind of crazy how great it is. And it also brought back the fact that you need to farm it for the gem and such like that. So yeah. I do think that is pretty satisfying as well. Ebony Odogaron. Guardian Ebony Odogaron, I should say. I'm an Odogaron enjoyer. I like my hyperactive Jack Russell jumping on everything, including me. Alright? I'm a fan of Odogaron. In World, one of my favorite monsters. Of like base game and such. In this iteration of Wilds, no. A massive disappointment in my eyes. Especially to its new people that will, for the first time, encounter Odogaron. Because all the danger that Odogaron brings with it, all the maneuverability, all the flipping around, dashing around, can catch you off guard, is almost pretty much fully gone in Wilds, because he just attacks so slowly. You can literally walk around him and you have no problem with it. It's quite a shame. So I still enjoy the fight because it's one of my all-time favorite monsters in the lower bracket, that for sure. But how they brought it here in Wilds is just a shame. Design-wise, really cool, right? Really cool. When Zoh and Odogaron fight, great turf war as well. The fact that he just like literally jumps on everything. I like that they get the aggression into it because it's just dumb. And the armor, do I need to say anything about that armor? Like, it's such a good armor. I think everyone can agree to how it looks. It's beautiful. They put like the one burst on his armor as well. So you always kind of wanted a piece to have there, or have like the gem slot to have the one piece burst. Yeah. A massive disservice in this game, I would say. Because when you play him in World, he's very satisfying to learn. And when you finally get like where you find all his openings, or the openings that you can go with either melee or bow in that regard, he's very satisfying to learn, and he rewards aggression as well, but you really need to know him for where to go with his attacks, because he can string in a lot of different attacks. He doesn't have necessarily this attack leads into this attack and then leads into this attack. He can very much RNG around, which I like in my monsters. So from personal opinion, yeah. It's too hard to put him in Exist, I guess, because I just don't like what they did in Wilds with him. But I will definitely put him like here then, in the alright challenge for like newer players, I would say. Compared to World, yeah, such a downgrade. Yeah, right. But I think that's more a Wilds base issue, because they slowed every monster down, right? So Odogaron slowed down, just hit him really hard. So yeah, that's the shame of it, I would say. Like if he was same speed, if he was like same speed or slightly faster, this was when I was hoping, when I saw a 9-star Odogaron, I hoped they like cracked him up. They actually made him the HD dog that he is, and he would easily be here. Or heck, even be here. But now he's just here. I mean... he's harder to fight than Lala Barina, I would say. In my eyes, he's here because I already know his moveset. But I can know for like new people, he would probably be around here. Maybe above Monkey. I feel like the wound mechanic doesn't help as well. Easy to flinch. Oh yeah, you can stun lock him so much as well, right? Yeah. That's why I say it's like... the game quote-unquote quality of lives on top of each other just kind of nuked what Odogaron is. I'll place him here in like a very neutral, non-biased. I'll place him here. I don't know. Is Blangonga harder to fight? I think they're kind of equal. Blangonga just hits harder. I wish Odogaron did a bit better. He has the Dragon Blight though. But without Palico, he is... You need to mind. With Palico, you don't give a shit. But Palico in Wilds is a whole different thing that I don't want to get into. Oh. Okay. Our fire chicken. Doggy above Imo. I also has bleed. Yeah, exactly. Our fire chicken. What is it? Gogmazios? I always forget the official name because I just call it like Kentucky Fried Chicken or something like that whenever I talk about it. I like the design. It's a cool design. It's the starting monster, of course, in the story. Quematrice. There we go. Thank you. See, I already totally forgot how the actual name was because I make up all kinds of different names for every monster. So I like the design. It's a cool design that he like fires out of the tail and stuff like that. I really hope they give him a variant in G rank, in master rank, where it does some really cool other attacks that are just way more sweeping or twirling or throws out fire blasts or something in front of him when he does a twirl that move away from him or something like that. Something. Just, you can do a lot of fun things with the monster. It has a lot of potential. I don't know if they're gonna put in that potential, but it has a lot of potential. Spicy fire chicken variant, hell yeah, exactly. Like that is definitely one of my wish for like the expansion. Now base game Quematrice though, it's a fun addition. Yeah. Armor looks cool as well. Yeah. I think the armor looks cool. One of my favorite hats in the game, for sure. Hard to fight? Not really. He can catch you off guard a tiny bit. Yeah. But he's just slow because it's a beginning monster, right? So, Quematrice should have more HP and faster moves. Yeah. But that's like, that's then just what Wilds is at base game, right? I think if they would add Quematrice now as a 9-star or one of the newer monsters, I feel like it could be a really cool monster. I feel like I'm saying this to every monster. Yeah, I feel ya. I have the same. That's just in general about Wilds, right? It's people have gotten so much better over the years playing these types of games or just games in general that I feel Wilds was too far dumped down with all the quality on life that we gotten. Even for newer players coming to the series. So yeah. I never felt this way in Wild though. Here, quest lasts less than 5 minutes. Yeah. I mean, that's also a choice that they made for people that don't have as much time to play games anymore. I can understand it, right? It's cool that he can burn the grass in the environment. Yeah, he can set things alight around himself, right? The whole design and the fight is great. Is he hard to fight? No. Is he enjoyable? Yeah. Not a challenge, but I will put him here. I don't hate him or like get bothered or don't feel anything that I will put him here. But I'll put him here. Above... Well, it's not more of a challenge than these. But I do like him more than these two. But he's not more of a challenge. So let's put him there. Yeah. I think it's a really fun monster to the roster. Yeah. Oh man. Do we put these next to each other? Because they're kind of the same thing, right? They're kind of the same thing. I haven't fought the 9-star yet. So I can't say about the new move, allegedly, that they brought to Rathalos. But Guardian Rathalos, he looks cool. Yeah, apparently he has a new move. I'm not so, allegedly. I don't know, because I haven't seen it yet. So... he looks cool when he looks almost like half dead or whatever. I am a Rathalos enjoyer. In the beginning, I really didn't like Rathalos, but Rathalos grew on me. I like the fire sweeps he does, the 1, 2, 3, the fact that if you shoot like a rock underneath him, he actually lands and starts to investigate it. So you don't necessarily need flashes, but he becomes a dummy when you bring flashes, right? So then, I like... I was mid-quest, but you said 9-star Odogaron, but this never was a 9-star Odogaron. We have an event... Oh, is that 8-star? Was the event quest 8-star? My bad then. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's 8? Oh, okay. Then I wish there was a 9-star that was sped up and yeah. Yeah, I wish it was, yeah. Okay. So Rathalos, right? Design, classic. Armor, also classic. The weapons of Rathalos always look amazing. Doesn't matter which weapon, they look iconic and cool. His attacks are really cool. It's really fun to learn him. And it's really satisfying to be able to juke everything or take advantage of everything. So therefore, as I said, I'm a Rathalos enjoyer. The issue I have with Wilds is in Wild, when you broke Rathalos his wings, he wouldn't fly up, or he would flap and he would then fall down, right? So it was very beneficial to break his wings first, and then he becomes kind of like the training dummy to beat to death. Waltz doesn't do that, because for some reason, I don't know why they took it away. If you break both of the wings in Waltz, he just keeps flying. So yeah, just I guess bring flash pots and yeah, GG. So in that regard, and he doesn't build resistance to the flash pots either, which is just like, yeah, a Waltz issue, as I said. I'm an enjoyer of Rathalos, so I would put it here, and I would put this one here, I would say, because it's the thing with all Guardians. They just sit more on the ground or in the, like, sucking in the pool and stuff like that. He learned a new breeding technique. I heard he had a new move. I haven't seen it yet. So yeah. Is he harder than... No. I don't know. I don't think he's harder than Udra or Mizu. No. So this is fine. This is fine. He definitely has more moves than Ajarakan. And he is less wind up with his moves. So you really just... If you're new to fighting Rathalos, he's gonna hurt you. Yeah. Guardian being death-proof while they are drinking the juice is so lame. Yeah. Yeah, that's also a thing, right? Okay. I have the same issue with Rathian. I love Rathian, not as much as Rathalos, because I just... The poison is shit. It's... No. I just don't like it. I hate constantly taking medicine and shit like that. It's annoying. Well, just don't get hit, right? True. Don't get hit. Fine. But also, even if you break the tail of Rathian, for some reason it still does like the poison move or whatever. Like, what's up with that? So yeah, as much as I think Rathian was kind of a cool fight, it is... No. Not in Wilds. In Wilds, I really don't like it. It's also slow. It doesn't play to the strengths of what Rathian can do. As much as like Rathalos is really fun. Rathian is not fun. Is it an enjoyable challenge to learn? Suppose. What does she have? She has like 5 moves, I think, in total. Not even. Yeah. I'll put it in not enjoyable fights. That might be a surprise, but yeah. Because it's even if you learn her, it's not really satisfying in my eyes, personally. So yeah. Oh, Rey Dau. Rey Dau, my beloved. I put my hands together to Capcom for bringing us this monster. I think my most enjoyable new monster of Wilds, for sure. Let me look over the other ones that we still got to have. Yeah, 100%. Is he hard? No. Because he shows what he does pretty well. But he is like what I would say the quintessential Monster Hunter monster. To learn how Monster Hunter works. Hydrate, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I haven't fought many Reys yet. Yeah, only like 80 or something. There we go. Okay. His design, super cool. Railgun monster, hit me up. Electricity, hit me up. He changes the weather into this stormy-ass thing, plays. Also, don't fight him on the dunes, it's ass. But otherwise than that, really cool. Really, really cool. I like that you can pick up the rocks, shoot it at his face when he has his face open, and you actually take away his electricity. Really cool little thing there as well. Posture check got sent to the Shadow Realm. Yeah, because my back is actually kind of fucked. So not today. Next week again. Rey Dau my voice 6 months. Yeah. So out of all the monsters, and yeah, I can't like say Lagi, right? Because Lagi is, and Steve, we still need to get Steve. They're probably my favorite, but out of Monster Hunter Wilds, 100% here. Challenge-wise, I will put him here. Because he shows what he does pretty well. I mean, Arkveld is kind of... Hold up. Arkveld is kind of the same, right? But he's still quite slow. Arch-tempered version with the after effects, pretty cool. I can't say arch-tempered for Arkveld yet, because we haven't gotten that yet, right? We're at the Lumen Festival patch now, so I can't say. It's like 2 months away, 1 month away. So yeah. I have no idea who I know better, Steve, or all the silent demon faction. Easy to dodge, offset, etc., but still fun. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Super enjoyable fight. Very satisfying to learn as well. When you realize that that if he actually does like the small side sweeps where he scrapes his wings over the floor, like 1, 2, it is actually better to not offset him because you get a bigger window after that. And that's kind of like a neat little thing that it's like rewards you for knowing how the monster functions. And I just have like a massive fun time on bow against him as well. He is a massive spectacle where he goes into the sky and comes back onto you, or the railgun, or yeah, cinema. 100% cinema. As I said, if it was like based on vibes, probably first. Based on challenge, here. And armor design, also amazing. Armor design, amazing. Weapon design, also amazing. Yeah. Rompopolo. here, for certain, I get what they did with it. I understand what they want to do. I see the vision, but it's just not fun. It's just boring. It's just boring. At least stays true to his inspiration as easy to pop as a balloon. Yeah, funny name goes into gothic. His armor and the weapons look really sick. And his armor is, yeah, okay. If that's your thing, the crazy scientist, alright. It will be great for you. It's not my thing, personally. I think he is funny. I think it's cool what they did with the oil, that he sticks his beak into it and then blows like bubbles that explode and stuff like that. But like environmental wise, I appreciate what they do. Fight wise, after 2 or 3 times fighting, he's just not fun to fight anymore. He's very much a sitting duck on bow because he doesn't sweep around himself a lot, and he's constantly busy like putting his beak in the ground or stuff like that. And on bow it's really easy to dodge those or take advantage of them with the dash. So yeah, not really a hard challenge. I don't know how he is on melee, but probably not hard either. I appreciate the little guy. Too bad he's stuck in low rank like Quematrice. Yes. Still needs his crown, screw him. So I would say not enjoyable. Probably here. I just don't like Congalala. I just don't like these, alright? This is my tier list, okay? No hated. Yeah. He's like on the same level as Rathian. It's like whatever. It's yeah. It's not that I'm neutral to him, so he would be like here. I like actively don't really bother to fight him. And when there is an event quest with him, I'm like, oh, couldn't we pick some other monster? So yeah. So let's move on. Oh, Steve, my boy, Seregios. I play bow. If I would say pick a monster that is like bow, but in monster form, it is Steve. The dashing in and out, the sweeping around, I love this guy. I really love what they did to him as well. It's really funny how you offset him. I can see him being annoying on melee. And on bow, he is quite alright. If he catches you off guard, you're dead. 100% you're dead. When he came out and you couldn't upgrade your armor that far yet, he carded my ass quite a few times just because I was taking too much risk. He's certainly a monster that tells you to slow down. Because I could get away with so many things, and Seregios was like, nah, not with me. So therefore it's fun. The bleeding, I like that he has the bleeding. The looks, I really love how he looks. The golden scales and his armor looks amazing as well. But that's like a personal preference, right? So yeah. Challenge-wise, really good challenge. Really fun challenge. Hard? Yeah, he was alright. Yeah. I am currently playing the Steve combo in my brain. Longsword and bow definitely OP. Yeah, true. He's pretty based in like which weapon is like easier for him, right? Longsword via Steve is goaded. The sword and shield via Steve, it just blocks slop. Yeah. What you can do on Greatsword against Steve with the offsets is absolutely funny. I don't know what they were thinking with that. Only annoying thing with shield is the air sweep does a lot of damage, still even with perfect guard. Like what the fuck? Yeah. Yeah. He dashes out a pretty amount of damage, yeah. I'm heavily based, I would say, against him because he's like if Bo would be a monster. And I'm gonna probably be getting divisive here, but I would put him here. And I know Gore is over here. And granted, challenge-wise, I think Gore should be like here. But I already encountered Gore so many times now, so for me, Gore is here, right? And enjoyable-wise, I don't enjoy fighting Gore. Enjoyable-wise, Seregios, I enjoy fighting Seregios way more. Uth Duna, my queen, oh god, the tuna! The tuna! Yeah, what to say? What to say about tuna? Do I think it's a fun monster that they added? I guess. Design-wise, really pretty. Blocks out everything in your screen when she has the veil on. Armor is sick. When you fight Uth Duna and the flood goes away and the sun comes through, gorgeous. I have a lot of screenshots on my super ultra wide from above when I do the finisher attack on Tuna in the sun. Really pretty. Gorgeous fat fish slides too much. Yeah, exactly. And there it kind of ends as well, yeah. The Arch-Tempered version, hilarious. The hitbox, let's not talk about that one, because that's infuriating. Certainly is a monster that could have a better hitbox, but at the same time, it is just a blob, right? So yeah. She's thick blubbered. Oh god, yeah. Challenge? Yeah, I think it's a good challenge. I sweated a bit because if you get hit by her, you're like probably dead if she rolls over you. She's built different. 100% dead. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. I think it's cool that she went into the water. That we got like the underwater parts in the game with that, and that you can drop the stones on her. The waves. I think the waves are really cool. As much as they are heavily frustrating, I think it's a really cool thing how they added that in the game. Is she hard to fight though? No. She was pretty easy. Yeah. It kind of is the same as like Rey Dau and such, right? Has a really long wind up for what she does. Her Arch-Tempered is so fun, even in certain... Someone thinks it didn't change the fight. Much better than Namiel. I mean... Namiel just had an incontinence problem, right? She was just like pissing all over the place. And then her Arch-Tempered was just more of that. And that was kind of a shame. And Namiel's Arch-Tempered had like the big boom that you not even always saw. I think I'm kind of the same on both Namiel and Uth Duna. I like their designs a lot. They're really fun to fight. The waves are kind of the same as like the blobs of water on Namiel. Uth Duna being the apex. Uth Duna bodying Mizutsune. The funniest a turf war we have in the game. That's absolutely hilarious to see. Yeah. Certainly a spectacle monster. And the way when she goes like... and then crashes on top of you. Yeah, definitely had a moment of, oh no. And looking up into the sky and seeing the shadow coming over me, right? But outside of that, I wouldn't say it's a big challenge. I think the biggest challenge is the camera. The camera fighting her in the forest. Yeah, that's the biggest challenge. Harder than Rey Dau? Kind of on the same level for me, at least. I don't know how she is on melee. I don't think she's really hard, right? Yeah, they're kind of the same. A great addition to the game, though. Great addition to the game. Is she harder than, or less hard than Squid? I know these three are actually pretty divisive, because I think for a new person, Rathalos might be over here, actually. Or like here. But because I know Rathalos already as a veteran, he's over here for me. Yeah, I would say she's slightly harder than Squid, because with Squid you can just see when it lifts its little squid legs and you see the blue. That's pretty much where you need to get out of the way. So Squid has a lot of tells. And Uth Duna is more, probably due to the size, it's harder to see what the hell is going on. I wish this could be true for every iteration of Rathalos. Oh god, don't start about every different color of Rathalos. I hope we don't get like 300 freaking colors this Monster Hunter. Okay, Mr. Uwu, Mr. Zuwu. Apparently the apex of Wyveria, right? Yeah. Design-wise, really cool. Armor-wise, also really sick. I wish they did more. I wish they did more. Because it's kind of the same as I have with this one and this one. I just hope it gets a variant going into... Probably not, but I hope it will get a variant going into the expansion. Because I think it could be a really, really, really good fight. But at the same time, it is really easy to fight. It has too little amount of moves for what I feel they could have done with the monster. But I think it's a really cool monster, that for sure. How it like throws out all the different pins. And when he goes on his back and rushes at you. I definitely know a really lovely hammer player that lost to offset that one. And it just feels so good to do that. So yeah. It's when you get to Zuwu that the end feels rushed. Yeah. I think it also feels that you can see that maybe Uwu's development is also rushed. Because I feel they could have done more with it. They could have definitely done more with it. I think it's a great design though. The weapons look amazing as well. That's all like preference based, right? But I'm happy that they brought these types of like skeletons back into Monster Hunter. So therefore I think I would put it here. Yeah, definitely a little bit harder than this. Is it a good challenge? No, it's an alright challenge. Let's put it here. Yeah, it is on the easier side. Yeah. This is a good place for it. Yeah. Because I wouldn't say it like catches you off guard, maybe once. But he's very predictable in like what he does. And if you stay close to him, that's pretty much GG. If you stay away from him, even on ranged, he's quite harder because he starts throwing shit at you and rushing on you. But if he doesn't, otherwise you can just stay on him. It's cool that you can like de-arm Zoo, I guess, to call it like that. But yeah, I just wish they did more. They did more with him. For sure. Maybe something like an element of ice or something, or... Yeah. It just feels like... Could have done more with it. Could have done more. Oh my goodness. Yian Kut-Ku. The decisive... Absolutely bottom of the barrel, I don't want to fight this guy. Or being the veteran that lost to SOS and look at all the stupid shit that is gonna happen, right? Put it in the grave, kill it. Yeah, exactly. It is a very decisive monster, I would say. I love the dumbness that it brings, where it just goes like "Dur, dur, dur, dur," and it walks everywhere over you and blasting the fire everywhere. I think it's hilarious. It's so stupid. And definitely the event quest that we got like with 9 of them was something. Oh, that was something, yeah. Is he a challenge? I mean, maybe a very infuriating challenge. Where you just have no clue what he does. I will give it to Capcom. He has absolutely one of the quickest wind-ups to his attacks of every monster, and you can hardly tell what the fuck is going on and what he's gonna do. On bow, he's pretty alright to evade because you just, you're at a part further away from him, right? I can see how he's absolutely infuriating on melee though. 100%. Is he a good challenge? For new players, you probably walk into the trap. Yeah. So you do need to learn. You do need to learn him a bit. I will put him here. Here, I would say. Because he's definitely not hard to fight once you get to know him. It's more like running after him. But if you don't know him, he can catch you off guard. More than Blangonga, maybe. He doesn't do as much damage as Blangonga, so I'll put him here. I think most people will either put him here or here. Because it's either like you see the fun in it or you don't see the fun in it, right? Capture already? Yeah, exactly. How sad for him. I mean, you either really like the dumb monsters like that or not. So I will put him here because he's really quick on his attacks. You do need to keep your eye open. Yeah. Armor? I really love Kut-Ku's armor. It's the body is one of my favorite used items together with the Mizutsune legs. Yeah. So therefore, I really love the armor, and the weapons look great as well. But yeah, that's a preference. So yeah. Zoh Shia. Oh, what do we say about this? Story-wise, look-wise, weapon and armor, all amazing, right? Being this, what is this? What we call it in the community, the dragon weapon or such, the experimental dragon weapon, I think we called it. That idea that we had in the community for a really, really long time, what would happen if they would actually start experimenting and putting all the different types of really, really strong weapon monsters together. What is it? Fatalis, Alatreon, Safi Jiva. I think it has like a few gore moves as well due to the skeleton, because it uses the same skeleton as Tigrex and such, and Barriot and Gore, but they're massively bigger. So story-wise, vibe-wise, all great. Fight-wise, yeah, what to say about it? It's very cinematic. It's kinda in the same vein as like Gog or Jin Dahaad or such. The fact he ain't getting a status is so fucking sad. Hope in Mastering. Yeah, but I'm afraid that story-wise they might actually be done with that part of the game. Which I hope not, but I think they are. The only reason they could pick up the story from Zoh Shia is if they bring like Fatalis or something back. Because Fatalis has always been like, if humanity has been fucking over with monsters too much, Fatalis was like an equalizer, right? So I can see it maybe happening that Fatalis comes back due to what happened in Wyveria. But yeah, I don't know what they're cooking up for the expansion, so that's only speculation, right? The fight, I think the fight is cool. definitely spectacular. Is it a challenge? I think it would be hard to say that they are a challenge, kind of in the way of like where Jin Dahaad is a challenge and where Gog is also a challenge. Is they all suffer kind of the same thing, is that it's very cinematic, right? But he's very satisfying. Oh, Craggle, you can't. Oh, you did .com. Yeah. My Nightbot nuked you. There you go. The fight is a bit too easy. He's just wish.com fatalis. I mean, I more see him like Safi with the running around and such, but yeah. Yeah, I agree. But that's because he borrows all those moves for the story, right? I think he's really cool, cinematic, amazing. As I say, like, game-wise, look-wise, everything, kind of like Rey Dau, really, really cool. Challenge-wise, not really that hard. I would put him maybe here. Because you do need to invest in learning him. He has some moves where he doesn't really wind up a lot of things. And he can catch you off guard as well. Because if you get hit by him at the wrong moment, he will absolutely chain you to death. But I also feel like because we are fighting him in like the arena thing with all the rocks and everything, you can kind of make him become a dummy. So it's kinda... I would put him here, yeah, those challenge-wise. Because you do need to learn him. I wouldn't say he's harder than Mizu though. Or Arkveld or Surge, no. So yeah, here it's fine. Here's fine. Yeah. I hope they expand upon him in Master Rank. Yeah, I think a lot of people really like him. I think his design is really beautiful. Especially when you, like... He breaks off pieces and you see, like, the dark dragon stuff underneath it, right? The black dragon stuff. I think that's really, really cool. And how he goes through stages and then have all the dragon effects and elemental effects that he channels through. I think it's really fun. I think a lot of people actually got caught off by his Alatreon attacks as well. So I'll give it a good challenge under Mizu, yeah. Yeah. Using water gun on Zoh Shia, pretty cool. You mean the emote? The emote water gun? Yeah. Alright. Gog. Oh, Gog. Oh, Gog. I still remember your old siege. And I think... cinematic-wise... capstone... fight of Wilds... they done it justice. Bringing all the hunters back, bringing Nadia back as the only kind of like what we were missing for like the old squad of Fabius, Gemma and such that are here, right? Really, really great. Certainly massive nostalgia bait. Yeah. The fact that you can hit his railgun out of his back and you need to charge it by doing damage and everything like that, and then you blast him and he actually flies up. Like, it's insane what they did about it. It's insane. It's crazy. So we kind of have like the first phase where you come in and you fight him on the floor. Difficulty wise is absolutely fucking ass, because like he sweeps me so much, even though if I would probably stop being stubborn and sit on his ass, he would probably be pretty easy. But it's like, you do need to learn him on the floor. And him swapping AI between multiplayer is a bit rough, but that's just Monster Hunter, I guess. Difficulty-wise, Gog is almost exactly the same difficulty as Safi. Yeah. I do agree with that. I think Safi is maybe a... yeah, it's a good kind of comparison for sure. I'm biased towards his For You fight. I feel as scripted. Might not be the right word. I feel his rank up quest in For You was much better, or most of it. I can see where you're coming from. Yeah. I was getting one-shotted with bow because my armor wasn't fully leveled. I feel you, buddy. I feel you. I had it happen to me as well. And it actually made me be like, oh yeah, okay. I guess we need to upgrade. And I also need to get different pieces because I didn't play since Halloween. So he definitely one-shot me with a few of his attacks actually. Yeah. So I do think, not fight, size my bad. Oh, yeah. Size-wise, he's like massive fight, like Xenojiva, right? That kind of idea. So he's very sluggish and very... Just learn his moves and you'll be fine. But the thing is with Gog, I think it really... the limited field of view we have in Wilds is definitely being pushed to an absolute limit with the size of Gog. Because he also makes things on the floor boil and explode. And when you are playing on bow, in my experience, right? You are zoomed in and you don't see what is happening at your feet. So you kind of constantly need to toggle back to see what the hell is going on around you. I don't know how it is on melee because I haven't fought him on melee yet. But it is quite infuriating. I think the second phase, or like quote-unquote, maybe 1.5 phase on the ridge is really cool. Where he's like, kind of like a wall boss. Almost, where he blasts over the area that you're standing with everyone, and you're trying to get a railgun charged before he flies off upwards, right? I think that's really cool part of the fight. I like that one. That is easier to keep my brain wrapped around than when he's running on the floor, for sure. And then after you hit him and he flies up, and you go with the secret on the side and all the way up. Super cinematic, right? Super cinematic. Like, we never saw this guy with his, like, behemoth-esque size of a monster that he is fully take to the sky like this. And it is a sight to behold. It's definitely very majestic. Now the third phase, or the second phase, kind of how you count, right? Above, on the platform, and with the whole get behind Fabius and stuff like that. I think it's alright. I don't think it's hard. I'm not so sure how I feel. Still not, I will fight him more, but I still not sure how I feel about the laser slinger. The Nadia ammo that you kind of pick up. His last stage, you can block his super with a shield like Fabius. So fucking cinema. Yeah, Lance players are eating well. Lance players are having their moment in the sun. Like, that shit was already really cool with Omega. And now is even more amazing with Gok, right? I do think it's really... Mechanic-wise, it's really cool. That they put in the... How do you call it? The... support hunters and such. Yeah, I think that's really like we can clearly see that Monster Hunter is like going more towards story moments and such like that, and I don't necessarily mind it. It's really cinematic. It's good to have those moments. It's not a fight where it is gonna be like, God, what was the first siege fight in World? I forgot the name. The big rock that we needed to climb and then fight with the cannons and everything like that. That was just like the most unfun fight that we've gotten. Oh yeah, fuck that. Yeah, exactly. You know which one I mean, right? It's that was just not fun, and I was very afraid that we might have gotten like a siege, like old-time Gork, where it was just not fun. But this fight is fun, and I do see myself not getting really tired of it. Zora Magdaros, yeah. Zora Magdaros, that was the one I was searching for. That was really just unfun. So yeah. No, I think it's Cinematic-wise, great. Look-wise, amazing. Armor, always been amazing. Weapons, thank God they brought back the weapons. I'm not gonna say anything about how they got it into the Rathian stuff, but hey, we got the looks back at least. So I'm glad for that. The fight, is it a hard challenge? Not... it's kind of in the middle. I can see people being caught off guard by it. I certainly sweat in the first part with him on the floor. I think the first part on the floor is definitely the worst one. Because when he's up above, you can pretty much be always underneath him and it's fine. And then he's very wind up on what he does at the top. But it certainly is a very cool fight. I will put it here. Kind of Jin Dahaad vibes. Yeah. I mean, it's a fresh fight, that as well. We're talking like Lumen Festival patch now, right? That's also why I hope when 80 Arkveld comes out, he will be here. Or here. I hope Arch-Tempered will give us an absolute beating. But that's just a masochist in me. Now he is here. Yeah. Do we put it here? I don't know. Do we put him here? Because he does hit like a truck. My game crashed during one of the Zora fight. Oh, imagine doing all of that anew. I don't know, chat. How do you feel about it? Because I don't fight him on melee. His own category. That's true, right? It's just a whole different fight in that regard. Do I add like cinematic or absolute cinema here? Here, we'll make it blue. Absolute cinema. We'll put Gog in there. How about that? Because I don't think he's like really, really hard. He hits like a truck. That's mostly his hard part about it. And it's an enjoyable fight. But he's definitely not as hard as Omega. Not as hard as I would say when you run first into Lagia or Surge. But definitely hard. He's cinema, yeah. I do think he is cinema. And I do like that he is our capstone of the base game. When the developers said we're not gonna focus, Omega is collabed here, that as well. But it is still like the biggest challenge in the game. Good collab here, unlike Legend. I mean, Behemoth in World was also really good, right? So yeah. My favorite monster, my favorite new monster, Rey Dau, for sure. My favorite returning monster, Steve or Lagia. Oh, Steve or Lagia. Yeah. Yeah. That's how I feel about base game Wilds. Outside of 80 Arkveld, right? Because I do think Arkveld is super good. And if the AT is really, really cool, he will probably go here. Right? If the AT has some special stuff to him, he is way like, okay, not way faster because that will probably break the game. But faster, he will be an absolute menace. Yeah. But for now... he is here, I would say. We'll put Gog over here. This is story. This is story. Arkveld. Yeah. We'll put it like this. I don't know if I want to put Mizu here. No. Let's put Mizu here. I think this is pretty accurate. Yeah. Arkveld is my favorite new non-Omega monster. Yeah, it's definitely a really good flagship, right? The flagship is amazing. It's great as a flagship weapon. That's why I think I will put him here as well. So yeah, this is in the story, when you meet him in the story. I think Guardian Arkveld in that regard would probably be around here if after the but even maybe further if you consider it on itself. But story-wise, he's over here, right? Valstrax fast and Sergio range. That would be insane. Farmed him so much I got tired of Arkveld. Yeah, I didn't farm Arkveld as much, but I still really enjoy his moveset. I think his moveset is really, really cool. And he's very cinematic as well. When he does like the roar and all the change and everything goes up in the air. Definitely very, very great design that they added. Imagine being bogged down by the story forcing you into parallels with not... Oh yeah. And you still have enough aura to be cool. Yeah. Yeah, so I think this is like the final, how I see it. Yeah. Arkveld vs Rey Dau. Imagine going to the plains and Arch-Tempered Rey Dau is there and Arch-Tempered Arkveld. Oh my god. Oh my god. The cutscene, oh, the cutscene was super good. The cutscene was super good. I do think the cutscenes, as much as they were, they're really, really good. Yeah. I like the introduction cutscenes, but I like them in Rise as well, so yeah. The introduction cutscene of Lagia was also really, really good. That was like a nod to back in the day, right? And I love that they added the Lagia and Rathalos duo optional quest. Really, really love that. Yeah. So yeah. This is the tier list. I think Waltz is pretty nice. Monster Hunter base roster. Not amazing. I don't think you can beat out Rise. Now I think about it. No, Rise was really, really great. And World is kinda depending if you like Elders or not, right? But I like that the developers said we're gonna focus on non-Elders, so I respect them for doing that. And therefore I do think, with that in mind, it is a really nice base roster that we got. Yeah. And all the classics, right? Base game Rise was pretty bad. I mean, we still have like... Without any TU? No, I mean like before the expansion. Sorry. I mean before the expansion. Like when I say base game, I'll say like everything up until the expansion got released. Because I 100% agree with you, base game Rise was in a really rough spot. And the Rampage can go suck my ass. So yeah, but all the TUs are really great. It's so funny that Arkveld has the most turf wars in the game, but like 80% of them are just with him sucking energy from jobbers like Quematrice. Yeah. That's also a thing, right? World had way more turf wars, or at least turf wars that were kind of unique. And you kind of didn't want to come closer in a turf war, while in a turf war in Wild, you can just keep hitting the monster. It kind of feels weird. It's in a weird spot. So yeah. I like just watching the turf wars, so I'm just mostly to the side, just enjoying the turf war. You guys have seen that in like in when I play the game, so yeah. Yep. So yeah. I think this is pretty accurate. And thank you guys for sitting with me and talking about the monsters and stuff like that. Because I do still really love this series, even though it might have gone in a direction that I not fully agree with. But that is fine. It is okay. I understand why the devs do it. And that they want to appeal to like newer audience. Times change. As I say when I feel more gray hair on my head by just saying that. So yeah. Now I don't say bring back drinking and you need to flex after that. I don't say that. But I certainly would love to have like more speed, harder hitting monsters, which we gotten in the TU. So they do listen. They do listen. Now rank all of the Night Lords even though you haven't fought them, surely. Yeah, I haven't played Night Rain. I only watch my friends play Night Rain and such. So yeah, no, can't make that tier list for you, Crackle, sorry. And I'm also not a person to do the whole tier list thing. It's only that we have multiple people that really wanted me to do it, so I did it for you guys. And Monster Hunter is very dear to my heart. So yeah. So I feel like I can kinda speak from a place of at least enough experience. Because that's kind of how I feel with doing tier lists. I like, if I don't have enough experience on the matter at hand, I rather not give my experience or opinion over it, right? Because it's like very, very biased in that regard, so yeah. That's also why I say at the start of this tier list, it's like my perspective. As a veteran, as a bow user, so yeah.